When it comes to My Little Pony: A New Generation, this is a little bit of a weird choice to add to the list because I was planning to review it last year, but never got the chance to review it on my channel, so hey, why not talk about it now? Now I already explained this in the previous My Little Pony film I review, but since I got some newcomers, I might as well share my thoughts on the show again. While I understand why people love this show and consider it one of the best cartoons of the 2010s, I am not one of them. Don't get me wrong, it's still a good show and I do appreciate its achievements, but I just don't consider it a masterpiece in terms of animation. But keep in mind, I only seen the first 4 seasons of the show, and bits of season 5, so I can't judge it entirely. However, the show managed to last 9 seasons, and had its finale in 2019, which managed to be the conclusion of the 4th generation.
How the magic of friendship grows.
But then a new chapter begins in the franchise, which leads us to the 5th generation of My Little Pony. So, how well did they start this generation off? Let's find out. Set after the events of Friendship is Magic, Earth Ponies, Unicorns, and Pegasides are considered enemies and a threat to each other. However, when a unicorn named Izzy enters to Maritime Bay, where the Earth Ponies live, one of the Earth Ponies named Sunny wants to know more about these unicorns and bring peace to ponies all around the world. However, the ponies have seemed to lose their magic, so it's up to Sunny and Izzy, along with their friends, in order to save their magic and to bring peace to all ponies alike. Now when it comes to criticisms, I usually save them for the end, but I might as well get them out of the way over here. And my biggest criticism of this movie is actually the story. Now I will admit, it does have a decent message of how all ponies are created equally, rather it be unicorns, earth ponies, or Pegasides. But that's my biggest problem with this movie. Instead of telling an engaging story, it rather focuses on its message. Don't get me wrong, it's important to have a good moral for the story, but if you're just going to focus on that instead of putting effort in telling a good story, then it makes your writing lazy, and the story really weak. Not to mention that the humor can be hit and miss at times. So okay, the story's the worst part about the movie. How's everything else? Well, it's actually pretty good. This may be an unpopular opinion, but I kinda enjoy these characters more than the previous ones from the last generation. They each got a unique and likable personality in them. Also, this may be a controversial statement, but honestly, I think Izzy is better than Pinkie Pie. Shut up and let me explain. The difference I find with her and Pinkie Pie is that she's more entertaining due to her curiosity, and her positivity isn't really that annoying compared to Pinkie Pie's. As for the rest of the cast, they're pretty entertaining as well, whether it be their personality or their character arc. Not to mention that the acting in this movie is pretty good as well, and surprisingly, Vanessa Hudgens is actually really good as Sunny, giving her an energetic and spiritual tone to her, which is a major step up from her compared to her acting from High School Musical. With that being said, the one character I didn't like in this film was Sprout. He was just an unnecessary villain in my opinion, and honestly pretty annoying. And to me, the movie really didn't need a villain. Not to mention that his villain song sucked and was the worst song of the movie. Speaking of which, the songs in this movie are actually pretty good. Most of them have a catchy jingle to it, and they actually feel like songs you hear from Friendship is Magic. But the best aspect for me of this movie is the animation. Wow, not only did they do a great job making the 2D models look like 3D models, but the sets and the environments are absolutely fantastic. But the textures on the characters are really well done. You can tell that the animators put their heart into the animation, making it look like the original source material. And honestly, as a start to this generation, it actually turned out pretty good. I wouldn't call it great or anything since the story isn't all that good, but when this film gets something right, it does it really well. Some outstanding animation, some enjoyable characters, good songs, nice performances, and a message that's actually pretty well handled. If you're a fan of the previous generation of My Little Pony, then you'll actually enjoy this. Although I will say, for those who are picky with it and don't think it will hold up like Friendship is Magic did, I recommend to give it a chance before you judge it. I mean, if you don't like it, that's totally fine. Just don't judge it right away because it doesn't have the original saying or characters you love from the previous generation. And honestly, as a new start for the next generation of My Little Pony, this is actually off to a pretty good start. Sure, it may not be the greatest start for a new generation, but honestly, it's a pretty good start nonetheless.